Hey guys, it's Mike. I'm here to talk about two products that Google has recently released. The one is Google Allo, and you use this product if you get sunburnt. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's a different kind of Allo. No, seriously though, Allo is their new text messaging product. Um, and I know what you're thinking. We need another instant messenger, or even more to the point, wow, Google's released another instant messenger. Well, they did. Okay, and they're trying to differentiate it in a couple different ways. And there's a few pros and a few cons to it, okay? The first thing and the major selling point behind Google Allo is that it's got a certain level of artificial intelligence built into it. So, for example, and I took some notes. So, for example, you could say to it, show me some flight information, or show me pictures of my dog, or show me appointments from tomorrow, okay? So, in each of those cases, Google Allo is smart enough to go out into things it knows about you and get that information. So when you ask for, show me about my flight tomorrow, for example, it's going to go into your Gmail account. It's going to pull out that information and be able to present that to you. And if photos of your dogs, of course, it's going to go out to Google Photos, and show me appointments would jump into Google Calendars. It's also got the ability to search. So if you're talking about, let's say you're a ship buff and you're talking to somebody about the USS Constitution, you know, the 220-year-old warship that's still in the Navy, it can go out and actually do a Google search and provide you that information within the context of your chat. In addition, they built in a couple other things, such as incognito mode, which provides you a certain level of privacy. In other words, I could send you a text message and tell it, I want this text message to disappear in 2 hours, or I can send you a picture and have it disappear in 2 hours. That's very similar to the Wicker product I talked about in an earlier video. It also has built in certain things like Smart Reply, which is kind of, if you've ever used text messaging from a smartwatch, such as my Galaxy Gear S2, one of the things you can do is you can just go ahead and you have some preset replies like, okay, yes, I'll be there, I love you, don't bother me again, things like that. So you have one press and you can do that. Well, that's also built into the Google Allo product. In addition, it can provide suggestions to your chats, and the best I can describe this is if you've used Facebook Messenger and you talk to somebody and you say, yeah, I need to get a ride somewhere, Facebook Messenger pops up and says, do you need an Uber? And you could actually book the Uber right from within Facebook chat. Now, I haven't used Allo long enough to get a suggestion from me yet because I don't have a lot of friends on it yet, but what are the things that's what I'm guessing it would do there for you. One of the other things I noticed with Google Allo is when you send a message, it automatically shows all of your contacts. It doesn't just show the contacts that are on Allo. So if I wanted to send, let's say, my fictitious friend Bob a message on Allo, I would just select him, click it, and Allo would automatically know, hey, Bob's not on Allo. So what it does, it sends him an SMS message followed by, basically, I hate to say an ad, but it's an ad that says, you know, your friend Mike sent you this message, and if you want to reply, download the Allo client here. So it may be convenient, it may promote the product. Some people may find it annoying, so just throwing it out there. And then let's talk about some of the negatives and reasons you might not want to use Allo. One is it's got a lot of overlap with other Google products, so you've got Hangouts, you got Duo, you got Voice. Which product is supposed to do what. If you already got Hangouts, you're probably already talking to people using Google products. Google's also got this bad habit of discontinuing things when they get bored. Google Wave comes to example, and there's a lot of examples. So I'm not sure which one's going to be their future messaging platform, but it's something to think about. Google Allo is the new shiny thing right now. In addition, there's no desktop client for Google Allo. So if you're using Facebook or using on the Apple platform iMessage, you know, you could send a message from your phone, then you could go to your computer and send a message from your computer. On the Apple platform, of course, that's a Mac only, but on Facebook it could be anything, right? You can't do that with Allo. It's got to be on the phone. And making matters worse, because it's tied to an SMS, it can only be tied to a single phone. So you can't put it, if you have multiple phones, you can't put the same messenger on multiple phones and have people message you and just have it go everywhere. There's no tablet version. That to me is a negative in comparison to like Google Hangouts, where you can put Google Hangouts on all your phones. Same with Facebook Messenger. The other thing that came up is no encryption. It does not encrypt the product. I believe it does in incognito mode, but the default mode does not encrypt. So it basically, you're wide open. It does store your messages on Google's cloud. I think Edward Snowden sent out a message, don't use Allo. So whatever your feelings on that aside, he's probably right on that one. At least from a security perspective. If you really don't care, then it's fine. So that's the Google Allo product. Now the negative part for me is, if you had listened earlier, one of the things I said it does, it pulls information from your Gmail. It pulls information from Google Photos. It pulls information from Google Calendar. Now what if you're like myself and you don't use any of those services? Most of my information is on my Office 365 server. Google Allo is not going to interface with that. So I lose a lot of the benefit of the product. So all those extra features are built in with artificial intelligence. I mean, other than suggestions, I don't benefit from any of them. It's just another instant messenger to me. So if you use Google services and that sounds like something to be handy for you, give Allo a try. And again, keeping the security issue in mind, right? If you don't use Google services, well, maybe you like Allo, maybe you don't. It's worth looking at. But you're not going to get full benefit of it. The second thing Google came out with, which seems really interesting to me, is Google Trips. And it's an app that goes on your smartphone, and you basically put in your destination. It gives you suggestions as to where you're going to go, maps as to where you're going to need to be, tourist attractions to see. And the nice part is, since often, especially when you're landing in a foreign country, you don't necessarily have a data connection, or if you do, it's so bloody slow, you might as well not have a data connection. Google set up this app so that you can download all this information before you leave your home. So let's say I'm here in Atlanta and I'm going to Zimbabwe, or let's say Fiji, right? Before I get there, I can already have my hotel reservation, my maps, everything downloaded to my phone offline. So when I get there, I know what I can do, where I can go, and I'm not lost. Now, as neat as this product is, and I think it's got a lot of potential, it's probably the first Google product I've seen in a while that I was actually a bit excited about. It's kind of like, yay, and then I dove into it, womp, womp, womp. It also relies very much on Gmail. For example, the only way I can get a flight itinerary into Google Trips is to forward it to a Gmail account. I don't have a Gmail account, so I can't add it into Google Trips. So basically, the only thing I can do is enter in my destination and see all the stock things that are in there, but I can't customize it to my own itinerary. I can't put my own hotel in there. So that also ends up losing a bit of value for me. I'm hoping at some point they might add that in, but it seems clear to me they're going to use it to promote their services, and that's fine if you use Google services. So that's the two new products from Google. I'm going to link to the introduction videos put out by Google in the link below. I couldn't make a better video than Google did on these two things. But keep in mind, they are promotional videos. They're showing you all the good stuff. I'm talking about experience with the two products. So kind of tie them together, okay?
I just wanted to give you a quick look at Google Allo and Google Trips. And what you're looking at here is the actual Google Allo interface. And I'm blocking out the names, but I got two chats going on here. You could start a group chat. You could just start a new message down here. And then you've got this Google Assistant here. And that's kind of neat in and of itself. And this is kind of the one thing that differentiates it from other chat apps. Although, honestly, if you're not using Google services, I'm not really sure what it offers that just Google app or Bing would offer. But you've got things here that are kind of neat. Subscriptions, send me a daily news update, action, set a timer, set an alarm. These are functions that are going to be basically duplicated by your smart device anyway. And then you've got going out, which when I clicked on that, I got this message here, help me with going out. And the idea, by the way, is these are kind of just wizards. Eventually, you learn to type the actual commands themselves, such as send me news daily, send me a poem daily, set an alarm, all that. But when I clicked on going out, I got this help me with going out. And then it gives you some updates here. I can find places to go, help you pick a restaurant or catch a movie, restaurants near me, and then down here, restaurants near me, nearby events. You can scroll right. I need to find a hotel. What movies are playing? What are some pubs around me? And that's really it. So if I want to see here restaurants near me, it's going to go out and find restaurants within 0.9 miles of me. So Los Atlantes, Mexican, Praise the Lard Barbecue, Yeah, we're a culinary heaven here. Momoya restaurant, that place is actually really good. KFC, Taco Bell, like I said, we're a culinary delight in this area. IHOP. So you get the idea. And that's basically the gist of Google Assistant, and that's part of Google Allo. I'm going to jump out real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and show you Google Trips. So I click on that, and again, this is tied to your Google account, which my particular Google account is not tied to a Gmail account. It's on my Exchange account, so I do not have a Gmail address, which becomes a problem. So here's a trip I've got upcoming to Manila in the Philippines. I can make it available offline, so when I get there, all this information's available to me. I can go in things like getting around. How do I get around? So on arrival, when I get to the airport, what are different things I can do to get to my hotel? It's everything from taxis to prepaid taxis to vans. They don't have Uber listed here, but Uber is a big thing down in Manila. And they've also got something called GrabCab, which is kind of the taxi's version of Uber. Public transportation, ways you can get around. You're all familiar with the metro trains and buses. They've also got things there called jeepneys, which, if you don't know what they are, look it up. They're pretty neat. They're kind of a relic of World War II, that when the Philippines were still a U.S. protectorate, we left a little culture behind. I'll leave it at that. Taxi ride services. So if I go back here, you also have things like need to know. Where are your shopping districts? It tells you a little bit about that. Where are your markets and where's a good place to go? What's the hours? Shopping malls. I'd actually like to see more information in this need to know. And again, this is just for one country. I don't know if it's different for the rest yet. Just started playing with this yesterday. But there's a lot of potential here for travelers. It's almost like one of those travel books, except it's in your phone, right? Food and drink. What are local specialties? What are things local people eat? Again, there's a lot of places they could do to expand this nightlife. Top spots to eat at. And they tell you different restaurants here you can go to. This actually may be helpful. Things to do. So if you're bored and you want to go out and find something to do. Now, I'm on a business trip. I never get time to do anything. But Manila Ocean Park. National Museum. Cultural Center of the Philippines. So lots of different touristy things. Top spots for you. Mall of Asia, one of the biggest malls in the world. Historic Manila. I like history. Fort Santiago. So, I mean, you got all this bit of information. Now, the part about this app that is the most disappointing to me, though, is reservations. So I go in here, and if I want to see my flight itinerary or hotels or anything like that, it tells me, just go ahead and forward them into your Gmail account, and we'll add it to the trip. Well, I don't have a Gmail account, and there's no way I can really add anything in here without a Gmail account. So that part was disappointing. So I'm going to see if I can make the best without it, and I'll just handle reservations the way I always did. But the nice part about this, and the one thing I can't take advantage of because I don't have a Gmail account, is if I had a hotel reservation in here, I could then use Google Maps to download directions to the hotel. I can't do that if I can't get the reservation in there. So, again, I'm not too worried about it. I've been to this city many times and know my way around. But that's something to consider. So that's really it. That was Google Maps and Google Allo. Combine that with my impressions I mentioned earlier, and you can decide whether these are apps you want to use. I think they're both very creative on Google's part. I'm a little disappointed that they are tied directly to Google services, but I can fully understand why they did that. It's their product, and they're trying to promote their other services. So there you have it.
So this is Mike. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. If you like this video, please click like by clicking on the little like button below. That's how you click like. Anyway, till next time, take care.